Hello everyone, welcome to the reading. This reading will be for Kylie Jenner. So this will be interesting. So let's see what's going on with her. Well, at the moment, she's in her creativity. Also, I'm switching up the vibe. I'm not going to be like stacking cards up. I'm just going to like have cards flip out. And yeah, you know, she's living moment by moment and she's going on an adventure. So what I'm getting with this creativity and sort of like living moment by moment and going on an adventure, it's kind of just like she's trying to keep herself preoccupied, you know what I mean? Because as you can see, something's coming to a closure. With this situation of moment to moment, it's kind of just like, usually people tell themselves shit like this when they're stressed or when they're swamped with emotions. You can see all this like water, like all colorful and shit. But I'm getting like, you know, this with this deck, you know, they try to like dress it up as like nice and stuff, but I'm getting like she's feeling a lot of emotions at the moment, you know what I mean? That's why she has to like tell herself like, okay, I gotta live moment by moment, like I can't plan in advance and shit like that. Like she doesn't want to stress herself, so it's to prevent stress and shit. You know, with this creativity though, it's weird as well because you see the 3, you know what I mean? Like I'm definitely like, you know, like when it's like a positive situation, that never catches my eye. But the fact I definitely seen that, it makes me think that's like this creativity, it has to do with sort of like shady means for sure. So I don't know what that could be about, but yeah. You know what I mean? And with this sort of like guidance, again, with the 3, you know what I mean? It's kind of just like, her creativity has to do with spiritual pursuits. You know what I mean? More on the darker end of things. You know, this isn't sort of just like spirituality, like good spirituality. You know what I mean? This is like spirituality of when you're trying to conjure shit up. I know it's like the obvious because of what they say, but it is what it is. Like, this is what I see. So, yeah. You know. But she's definitely experiencing, again, with this 3. For me, 3 is not a lucky number. This is kind of just like she's going through a lot of rough pain and difficulty. You know what I mean? You see she has to prop herself up against this tree. You know, and with this color, this sort of like red and burgundy and the white, I'm getting like some immense pain as well. Like this is kind of just like, I don't know. I'm also getting like vengeance. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like she wants people or someone to experience what she's experiencing. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of getting like, and I know it seems like a stretch and all of this is allegedly for YouTube purposes and all that shit, but what I'm getting is this has to do with like her staff and people as well. Like this is like vindictive energy. So like, let's say like, this is like a person that if they're having a bad day, they're going to take it out on their staff. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like, this is that energy. It's kind of just like she wants people and people around her to feel what she's going through. So this is like a reckless, fucked up person. So that's interesting. Let's see what's going on. This deck, like I said, I'm switching up the vibe because it kind of got like stagnant and shit. So like lining it up. So I like doing it this way. So yeah, again, it has to do with a love connection. You know what I mean? But I'm getting like the vibe that it's not mutual. You know what I mean? Like if you see they're not looking at each other. You know, so it's kind of just like her current love situation. It's not right. It's not legit. You know what I mean? There's definitely some sort of like movement happening. You know what I mean? This is difficult movement, unwanted movement. You know what I mean? You can see all these pyramids in the background. These pyramids are jagged. They're rough. They're not smooth. You know what I mean? They haven't been polished. You know, symbolic of what this sort of like movement is about. You know what I mean? Also, you can tell like it's in the desert, so it's barren. So it's kind of just like, this is what she's going through at the moment. You know what I mean? And what the wands is showing me has to do with her emotions and with her passions. You know, with this high priestess is also showing me it's just part of her cycle. So I don't know her astrology or anything like that. That's like, yeah, I'm not like caught up on that for her at least. I know that she's, if I'm correct, she's a Leo sun, but that's all I know. So yeah, something's going on as well in her chart where it's kind of just like, that's what it's about. Again, with this 3 vibe, it's interesting. It's kind of just like, she's trying to throw herself into work because she doesn't want to think about sort of like what's going on in her life. Because it's kind of just like things are falling apart. So it's kind of just like her whole situation at the moment. It's kind of just like trying to get her foundation right as far as what's happening in her situation. Let's look further. Let's see what's going on with this shit. I haven't done a reading like this on YouTube in a minute where cards just come out. Yeah, with the star, it's going to show, with the star, it's showing that she's definitely going to be good as far as like money's concerned. So it's kind of just like, yeah, she's focused on sort of like her work to get over the pain and shit. But this is actually kind of like this is like a good way, I guess, to handle your stress. And not just that, but I guess, I don't know what her her star sort of like configurement is about, like in the stars and all that, like the positions and all. But for her, this is going to prove to be very good for her pockets. So that's interesting. Let's continue to look and see what's going on. It's a lot of cards. I don't want to take it. I guess I'll take it. So again, this has to do with like social media. Whenever I see this card, you know what I mean? And the whole fact that it's suppression is the fact that she's trying to like hide what comes out. You know what I mean? She feels like she has to keep up a certain image. You know what I mean? It fogs up her thinking. You know, it restricts her body. You know what I mean? It's also guilt, because it's like, this is just the vibe I'm picking up. You know, tarot isn't just like, because I know some people be saying funny things in the comments. So it's just like, or at least I think it was like, I don't know, I've seen it probably like 3 times since I've been doing this, so I guess that's not a lot. But like one of the more recent ones I was talking about was critiquing the way I do my readings or something. But it's kind of just like, I mean, if you want me to just like be like, oh, the King of Cups, and like, you know what I mean, recite the same old stale bullshit, but you're not getting any information. Like, I'm not here to teach people how to read tarot in the classical way. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not here for that. I'm here to do tarot. You know what I mean? And it's just like, tarot is fluid. If you want an instructor, you either pay for it or find a channel that's into that sort of stuff. But for me, I'm gonna actually just do it the way I do it. But anyway, this is showing that, you know, she's definitely going through shit. You know what I mean? Like, again, before I went into that whole situation, I was gonna say that this is about what she's currently doing as well. Like I said, like, I mean, a vibe like she's doing too much with her staff and family and people. So it's kind of like she's hurting people because she's hurting. And then it's kind of like, then she thinks about that. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like a vicious cycle. You know, she's also doing a lot of comparison. I'm getting like immaturity, you know, like with this 5, it's like she's comparing her situations with like other people's situations. So let's say if someone has this sort of relationship, then she compare herself to it. Let's say if someone looks this way, then she compare herself to it. You know, she's in that vibe. You know, she hasn't grown out of that. You know, what this harmony is showing me, this is what she wants. This is not what she's in, you know what I mean? But this is definitely the energy she wants to be in, though. You know what I mean? But it has to do with her maturing. So it's kind of like these cards are instructing her. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like, look, you gotta meditate. You gotta meditate, and then things will like close, like cycles will close. Like you can't just go all like get all crazy and shit and start spazzing out and then keep moving to different situations and thinking that your situation is going to close out, because it's not going to close out. You know what I mean? And this is also about like that foundation energy. You know, it's like a give and take. You know, I'm getting the vibe with this card. It's like she wants someone to love her or to be on the same page as her when they're not. So it's kind of just like, you have to understand that, like, or she has to understand, it's kind of just like, if it's not reciprocated, then it's kind of just like, you have to leave the situation. You know what I mean? You gotta let it be. Like, it's not for you. It's not right. You know what I mean? It's either like you're gonna be friends, or even then, it's kind of just like, you just gotta do your own thing, you know? But it's kind of just like, with this friendliness too, it's kind of like she's still trying to be stuck in this person's life, you know, when this dude doesn't want to have anything to do with her, you know? It's also showing me her morality is not legit as well. So this is showing me that she's very conniving, you know what I mean? And she's very like spiteful, you know? So it's kind of, it just repeats the cycle of pain, you know? But again, completion is going to happen whether she throws a tantrum or not. It is what it is. You know what I mean? What this abundance situation is showing me though, it's like, yeah, she has money and all that. Everyone knows that. But it's kind of just like, it's still a light path and a dark path. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like, either you're going to take the light path and you can find some peace and some growth. You know, like this lotus that this guy is holding, it's kind of just like, there's pain and dirt and shit that has to be associated with growth. It is what it is. And so it's kind of just like, you know, she doesn't want to go through that phase. She doesn't want to feel that discomfort of being in the dirt. You know what I mean? Of being, I guess, humiliated. You know, so she kind of like stunts her growth or stunts her development. You know. This is funny though, because I'm getting the energies. It's kind of just like, it's not really her fault. It's like an innocence behind it. It's not like a lady that's been on this planet for like 40 something years. You know, she's been through all the emotions, all the experiences, and you know what I mean? She should know better. You know, this is telling me it's kind of just like kind of ease up on her because she is still young. So it's kind of just like, that's what this is about. It's like she needs to grow, you know, and you know, it's kind of like an innocent vibe. You know what I mean? So that's what that's about. So that's interesting. I'm going to like complete the energies with this, and then I'm just going to be done with the reading. But yeah, I just wanted to switch up the vibe. I know this hasn't been like my norm reading, like where I've done it like this, but I kind of like it like this. It's smooth and it's fun. Again, so she's going to be going through some shit. You know what I mean? With this Ten of Wands here. You know, this is showing me, again, this is not only passions, but this is emotions. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like, she's going to be experiencing some shit. You know, it's kind of like, it was all cute and shit to like have a baby or kids. I don't know how many kids she has, but this is just the energy I'm picking up. Like, it was all cute to have a kid, you know what I mean? And like, do that whole situation of like having an unstable, basically, relationship, you know, because it's obvious we all know her shit wasn't stable. And she knew it as well, but she didn't care. But this is like, now you got to go through life. So now, like, it's like the kid is asking questions. The kid is feeling a particular way. She's feeling stupid. She don't know what to say. You know, with the comparison energy is like coming up to me now. It's kind of just like she's comparing other sort of families and situations of what they have. Like, oh, how come my daughter or son doesn't have this in their life? Like, you know, why is this situation for me? You know what I mean? It's kind of just like, you know, that's just the energy that she's in. You know, I'm going to see what else comes up. But, yeah, that's interesting. You know, she's on a shaky foundation. You know, it's kind of funny. Like, this is symbolic of, like, it's like she almost has the world in her hand, I guess, because of money and shit. You know what I mean? She has the fame and all of that. but her foundation, it's not right, and it's filled with a depth of emotions. You know, this isn't happy emotions, it's uncomfortable emotions. You know, so it's kind of just like with the 2 here as well. It's like she's dealing with the duality of life. You know what I mean? And it's kind of almost like, I'm getting a vibe like it's like she deserves it too, is what I'm picking up. You know what I mean? Because she's not a saint. Like, if you look at this guy's face, you know, he's like mischievous and shit like that. So yeah, let me pull out the energies here again. This is funny. This is the last card I'm going to pull up. So yeah, this is the 5 of Wands. You know, if you are a tarot reader or watch tarot vids and shit, you know that this is about conflict, fights, issues, obstruction, people trying to obstruct your shit as well. So this is what she's going to be coming up to. She's going to be coming up to that mountain and coming up to people not doing things the way she would like it to be. You know, so that's interesting. You know, I'm kind of getting with this vibe as well. It's kind of just like, and not just because of obvious, it's just like, it is what it is. Like, she's like spoiled and all that shit. So she think, you know, things could just be in her favor. But what she doesn't understand is that people have souls, emotions, and their own wants and needs. So it's kind of just like, how she feel only matters to her and her mama. Like, no one else doesn't give a shit about how she feels. You know what I mean? So it's like, she's coming to that reality. You know what I mean? She got too big-headed and she was doing too much. And now, like, life is starting to, like, come in now. Like, now it's like, you know what I mean? It was kind of just like, again, like, things for images. Like, the kid was cute. You know what I mean? It was like the whole, like, she's popular shit. You know what I mean? Like, she was, like, blowing up and shit. And everyone was like, oh, her lips and all that bullshit. And now it's kind of just like, life is kicking in. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like coming in to that maturity. So that's really funny, actually, that this energy came up. Very funny. That's just like, and it's like that part, or that energy definitely wants to, like, come out. It's kind of just like life is coming into shit. It's kind of just like, it isn't all sort of like an artificial situation. You know what I mean? It's like real life to this shit. You know what I mean? So it's kind of just like this shit, like, smacked her right in the face. Like, I know this is like 5 of Wands, but it's like fucking a hand with fucking 5 fingers to slap the shit out of her. It was just like, wake the fuck up. Like, this is life. Like, you thought this shit was cute. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're a mother. You know, you're in charge of people. You're responsible for people. How you treat people matters. And it's kind of just like, she's shocked with it all. But I know it's like harsh, but this is the energy that I'm feeling. You know what I mean? It's kind of like very Saturnian, right? It's kind of just like, no, this shit is real. This isn't no joke. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you liked my reading, definitely press the thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed, definitely consider subscribing. And if you are subscribed, much appreciated for the love and the support, and I like that you like my content enough to subscribe. And if you would like to have a reading with me, how to go about that will be in the description box. Thanks again.